Joining us now with more on this, the author of a brand new book just out today, Billionaire at the Barricades, The Populist Revolution from Reagan to Trump, in bookstores now. Host of the soon-to-be upcoming show at 10 p.m., following this show every night. A rare in-studio appearance.
Hey,
how are you?
Good.
What's up, Miss Ingraham? It's good to see you.
You're going to be throwing to me at 10 o'clock.
I'm going to be throwing
that football?
Can you catch?
Oh, hello. I can throw better than you can.
Yeah, throw it to Ray Arroyo. Yeah, great. He dropped it.
He dropped it. Well, it was a surprise victory.
I am tired every 2 and 4 years.
Yeah.
Conservative, racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic. It's a lie, and they get away with the lie.
Yeah, the Weinstein thing is a big deal. I'd heard rumors about this back in 1999. Friends of mine who worked in the modeling industry and worked in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, I have all my friends in the modeling industry.
Well, you know, they're friends that you'd hang out with in your construction days,
yeah.
Hannity. But they mentioned some things about Weinstein. I didn't really know who he was, but it sounded pretty gross. But this is part of the reason why so many working-class Americans have tuned out to the so-called experts on the left in politics, because they claim that whether it's Sandra Fluke who comes along and says, well, there's a war on women out there, it's being waged by Republicans. No one takes them seriously. You don't take them seriously when Michelle Malkin or other conservative women are attacked on college campuses. They never speak out to defend them.
You've been shouted down.
We
all have.
Whatever. We're now just used to it. But it's one thing if you're really for women, whatever they believe, but they're not. They're only for you if you ascribe to a certain set of viewpoints.
But isn't it if Hillary takes money from Weinstein and is silent throughout this whole process?
Where's Michelle Obama? Has she spoken out yet?
No.
I might have missed it.
Well, they've taken money from him, too. Just like in the campaign, I couldn't believe that there was no outrage over the millions and millions that she took from countries where men tell women how to dress,
stoned to death,
killing gays and lesbians.
Yeah, but again, there is no moral certitude when it comes to the left, because they are about conglomerating more power in Washington, keeping the big international institutions afloat, and depriving the deplorables of power to run their own lives. That's the whole point. They don't trust the voters. These people don't trust the regular workaday Americans to make decisions for their own lives. They think Washington should make those decisions. So if you believe in the climate change agenda, the abortion agenda, reformulating the family, whatever their issue of the day is, if you stand with them, they'll defend you to the end until they're shamed into.
I don't like being lied about, because guess what?
Yeah.
I love women. I'm not the caricature that they paint.
Right.
You know, for all these years, they got one playbook. It's every election.
Yeah. Well, it's the war on women, the war on immigrants. Trump is a protect. Remember a year ago, I was looking back on this because you and I were on the air. A year ago, they were saying that if Trump got elected, that the global economy would tank because he's going to be a protectionist and an isolationist, that the U.S. markets would collapse. On election night, you had people on other cable channels warning people and saying, sell.
Our obituary.
Oh, they had already written that. Remember the night before the election, Sean, we were sitting here.
I was reading your book, and this is fascinating to me. I've always been a Reagan conservative.
Yeah.
You know, tell me one part of Trump's agenda, maybe trade would be one, that's not what Reagan did to get the economy going.
Well, I didn't say on trade, Sean. Remember, Reagan saved Harley-Davidson by laying import taxes on cheap Japanese motorcycles. And George W. Bush saw the populist approach in taxing with imports of cold, rolled, cheap steel coming from China and Asia. So, you know, Obama did a little tariff. Trump wants to do more tariffs. Bush saw the wisdom of that. And the Republican Party has been a, quote, protectionist party. That's true. But guess what they're protecting?
American jobs,
workers. So Trump taps into that understanding, that mentality. A year ago,
we just want fair trade.
Yeah, no, trade is great, but trade isn't a theory that we debate at the American Enterprise Institute on a Saturday afternoon. That's not trade is something that we believe in because it betters the life of the average American. That's what Trump understood. That's what the elites don't.
With Steve Bannon, who's up after you, and it's amazing to me, these Corker tapes.
Yeah.
The level of...
He goes right to the New York Times. Notice it? That tells you exactly where he's coming. He didn't know these tapes were going to be released.
He
goes right to the New York Times. I think Corker Sean is a Bush Republican. You meet him. He's a nice guy. But He's always been squirrely about Trump. I ran into him. I'm going to tell the Fox viewers something that I didn't write in the book.
All right,
it was too late. I ran into Bob Corker at an airport about, I think it was April or May of 2016. I guess it was May of 2016, June, right after Trump was clearly going to be the nominee. And he was very uncomfortable with the idea of Trump as the nominee. He's like, well, and I said, you should talk to him. You should meet with Donald Trump. I think you'd see what he's all about. It's about the regular person, the working people, make this country great.
He was begging to be Secretary of State.
And he's like, Clemmy, no, I didn't want. Of course he did. He wanted to be Secretary of State. He thought that he might actually be the vice presidential pick.
Yeah. All right. So you're going on a book tour, which is the reason why you can't be here for the next 2 weeks.
Okay, give me a break. I only write a book every 4 years, unlike some other people.
The book is phenomenal, right there. And you go to my website, your website, and you have the list, and people are going to hear you speak. And
Philly on Thursday.
And by the way,
night.
in the back, I don't know what happened on that part, but
You know something? He's been teasing me about this cover. That is me.
Well, I like the front cover and read Black Lives Matter.
What? You are bizarre. I'll be in Philly on Thursday. I've been in Myrtle Beach on Friday. Oklahoma City Monday. We're
Will you
going to have a great
please sign
time.
a copy for me?
Yeah, I guess.
No, I'm serious. I won't.